Okay, so you saw me lay out what the tables are going to look like with my different predators and my consumers and my bacteria and my producers. Now, again, I'm not going to show you all of it. I'm going to show you the starting points of what I did. And primarily, excuse me, um, how I add an arrow to help the eye and for the audience to understand the flow of my food web. So on here, the very top picture here I have is bacteria. I don't need that right now, so I'm just going to click and drag and put it off to the side. Now my deer moss-like plant here, it does not eat anything. It is a producer, so I'm going to shrink it down and bring it down to my producers sort of box here. I'm going to shrink it just a little bit more so it fits. There we go. Okay, now what eats deer moss? Two-headed deer. Let's bring that awesome creature down here and we'll shrink it so that the two-headed deer can fit into our primary consumers here. Then what eats a two-headed deer? I'm going to say this sort of leopard cheetah hybrid thing. I haven't named it yet. Is going to eat the two-headed deer. Then for my fire drake and my dragon, I think they're pretty well tied. So right now they can be on the territory consumer level together. And then finally I have my bacteria here, and that's just going to go over here because what happens when everything dies? Bacteria and decomposers break them down. Let's bring this up just a hair so everything's on the table, and then that can be pretty. Okay, now that I have a rough idea of where all of my animals go on my food web, I need to add arrows to indicate how the food web works. Gosh, say that 10 times fast. So I'm going to go to Insert, Shapes, and I find my arrows here. Now the ones I'm going to find this time are my lines because I don't need them to be really big and I do not need to type on them. So I'm just going to stick with my lines here. Okay, so I got this line arrow here. I'm going to click on, and I'm just going to click and drag so that it pops up. Now, as you can see, it's not very big. You can't really see it. So there are a few things that we can do to make the arrow more well seen. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to change the color of the arrow. I'm going to click on Shape Outline, and I'm going to make it red because I think red stands out very well amongst a lot of colors. And I'm going to make it red, and then I got to go back to Shape Outline again, and I'm going to go down to Weight, and I'm going to, let's say, make it 6 point. Why not? Okay. So I have my producer here, and the producer is eaten by the two-headed deer. So the arrow goes like that. Okay. Now the two-headed deer, I'm going to copy and paste my arrow and put it to the side for now. Two-headed deer is eaten by the cheetah leopard. So I'm going to have an arrow of the two-headed deer is eaten by the cheetah leopard. Now, the cheetah leopard is very much in danger because the cheetah leopard is not only eaten by the fire drake, but it is also eaten by dragons. Okay, now here's where my food web gets interesting, and this is just on mine. It is not on every food web. It is whatever you decide to have on your planet. The fire drakes and the dragons have epic battles all the time. They clash in the sky. And as a result, they sometimes eat each other. I'm gonna make that red. I'm gonna make the weight fat. Wham bam-o! And the reason why I put my decomposers and bacteria on the side is because when all of these things die, the bacteria breaks it down. Now, again, this is not a complete food web. This is a very simple look at a food web. It's the very beginnings of it, and I need to add more details. I need to probably add more producers, more primary consumers. I probably don't need to add any more high-level predators or consumers. Maybe I bump up the dragon and the fire drake to the apex predators, the main predators, and the cheetah leopard can come up. Maybe I want to add some birds of prey. It's completely your choice what you want to add to your planet. This is my planet. This is my example, so I'm going to leave it as it is. And now we are going to move on to how you can make a photosynthesis chart that you can explain how photosynthesis works on your planet. So photosynthesis on Lanta. I need to figure out my sun, because remember, sun on Earth gives plants light, which gives them the energy to go through the process of photosynthesis. So if I remember right, on Lanta, I have a planetary nebula, which is forming from a red star. I'm not quite at a planetary nebula yet, so I'm going to insert a picture of a red giant. I like that one. That's a cool picture. Okay. Now, once the picture loads, here's something that you can do that's really, really cool, and I love doing it with pictures that are already circles, like stars or balls or globes, is I can click on it, and you remember how we had the, what are they called? The picture styles up here. If you click on that and you find the soft edge oval, we're going to click on that. We're going to crop the picture so that we can make it even more of a circle. Okay, more of a sort of good circle there. There we go. Okay, we're going to click out of it so we have a circle. I'm going to go up to picture effects, soft edges, and I'm going to go up to the like 50 point or like a 25 point. I think I'm going to stick with the 25 point because I kind of like that fiery halo that this star has. So I'm going to shrink that a little bit, and voila. Now, remember, as you shrink it, as you notice, I should say, the halo of the soft edges made it even softer as the picture got smaller. If you don't like it, you can go back to picture effects and maybe harden it up a little. That's too soft. I might go a little bit less soft. That has a nice kind of fiery glow. Okay, if you have more than one star for your planet or more than one sun for your planet, this can be your example here. So let's say I have not just a single red giant. Let's say I have a blue